keys to answered prayers. Mark 11. Mark 11. From verse 22 to verse 24. Mark 11, 22 to 24. There. Let's read together. And Jesus answered and said unto them, have faith in God. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Wait, can we repeat the last sentence in that verse? He shall have whatsoever he saith. Can you personalize it? I shall have whatsoever I say. Again, I shall have whatsoever I say. Now say after me. Whether negative or positive, whatever I say, I will have. I know you don't like it, but it's the truth. I just try to explain it better. Whatsoever he says means whatever you say. If it is negative, you will have. If it is positive, you have. Prayer starts from talking. Oh my God, I wish you can understand that there is no difference between your talking in where you call place of prayer and you are talking at ordinary time. I wish you can realize that when you finish praying and say, oh God, give me money, give me maybe phone, and then you come out and somebody asks you, oh, you have not gotten phone. I don't even know when I will get phone again, whether I will get phone again. Now you are speaking to this person because you are thinking that there is a difference between what you say and what you call presence of God and what you are saying to this person. I wish you can realize that in the New Testament, God is everywhere. When you are talking with somebody, God is there. So there's nothing like this is time of prayer. I am praying, so I will be saying something that is positive. Then this is not a time of prayer. I can say anything with my mouth. The first problem we have about prayer and even decree, because God said teach them this, because after decreeing and concluding the decrees today, make sure that you don't open your mouth and say anything negative to cancel your positive decrees. If it happens, you will not have what you say in terms of the decree. Are you getting what I'm saying? So you must understand that there is no difference between what we say before people and what we say when we, because when you are before people, you are still before God. If not for the fact that God is there, remember that God is in you. So you are still talking in the presence of God. Are you understanding what I'm talking about? This is the problem we have. We try to place a dichotomy, a difference between our talking at ordinary times and our talking when we say we are praying. Because the truth is that we are always praying, even when you are talking with somebody. That's why heaven become afraid and surprised at you when you begin to quarrel with somebody. You are quarreling in the presence of God with somebody. Because you are the one thinking that you are not, in the presence of God. But the truth is that God is in you. And this is a quarrel in the presence of God. Are you following me at all? This is very serious. So before he began to talk about prayer, in verse 24, he has to tell us that prayer begins from whatever you say at ordinary time. Let's read it again. 1 to go. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he saith shall come to pass, he will have it. This is not, he didn't say he shall have whatever he said in the place of prayer, or in what we call presence of God. Just ordinary talking. Do you remember where this discourse came from? Do you remember? The man was hungry in the morning. If you go back to verse 12 and 13, he was just hungry. And he saw a fig tree. And he wanted to eat. On the morrow, when they were come from Bethany, he was hungry. Move on. 13. And seeing a fig tree afar off, having leaves, he came, if happily he might find anything thereon. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves. Move on. And Jesus answered and said unto it, no man eat of thee hereafter forever. And his disciples had it. Now, if you go to verse 20 or so, verse 20. In the morning as they passed by, what happened? They saw the fig tree dried from his root. And Peter, calling to remembrance, said unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou causest is withered away. That's when they now begin to say, have faith in God. Now, when Jesus looked at the fig tree, he wanted to eat and say, nobody should eat from you again. Does it look like prayer? It's an ordinary talking. He just spoke. So that's what prayer is. Prayer is talking. Just what you are saying. So check what you are saying in every 24 hours. You don't just come before God and now refine your words and your tone and say, Father, I thank you for today. I've come to praise you. You are the Almighty. Hallowed be your name. That thing you are doing, you are calling prayer. Heaven is laughing because you are praying at every time whenever you are talking. So let me tell you one reason why what we call prayers are not answered is that what you are saying in that time of prayer, after saying it and praying it to God, to your God, you come out and start saying the opposite to men, still in the presence of the same God. Did you get it now? For prayers to be answered, you must be consistent. You cannot decree. Get your decree and look at some of the things you are decreeing. Just look at it. Just look at them. Look at them carefully. Why I'm asking you to look at them carefully is because make sure that you don't say anything that contradicts this decree. And can I tell you something? The devil knows what I'm teaching you, and his work is to come to tempt you. Eh? I don't know whether I can use one of my decrees to teach you. Let me not use my decree. Whatever you have written in your own decree, make sure that you don't say anything. Let me use a businessman's decree, for example, who is saying, I decree that by this time next year, my shop or whatever you are doing has become 2 or 3 or expanded. Now, make sure that what you are saying is always in consistency with what? Expansion. Because anytime you begin to speak opposite of that your words will cancel the other word. Do you get it now? Yes. Jesus said, by your words you shall be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned. So words are not ordinary, they are not simple, they are powerful, they carry power. Now, I think you must have known this, but even if you have not known it, let me say it. That every negative word that you release, you have given an evil spirit a tool to work. And every positive word you release, you have given angels tool to work. But in the case of angels, look at the way it works. In the case of angels, there are conditions. 1, you must be born again. 2, you must be consistent. You can't just say negative word now and then say positive word next time, and then angels will start working on the positive word. No. If you are not consistent over times, angels cannot work. But demons are opposite. If angels work now and then you now fall out and say negative, they will not wait for your consistency in the negative before they will take advantage of the one negative one. You just, they don't have a, it's just like demons are like these people that are, I don't know what you call them. Then about Safia. What do you call them in English? Eh? they don't have English name. Hustlers, yes. Hustlers inside the market. They don't have address. They are just waiting for you. Anytime you say anything negative, they are already at work. But if you are saying negative, and you said positive, angels will not come. If you say positive again, it will not come. If you say again, they will not come. They wait for you to be consistent in positive confession over time. And then the thing will build up. And they will now take your case to God. And God will look at it and say, okay, so this person has been consistent. You now assign an angel. And when the angel comes, he will now start from the time you began and execute at once all the positives you have what? Spoken. Are you following me at all? I'm teaching you the truth. Oh. What I'm teaching you is the truth. That is why our tongue, our mouth, if it's not yet dealt with, just imagine. Oh my God. There's a verse I want you to see. This Bible is something else. Can you see Joshua chapter 6? When Joshua was giving them instruction on how to conquer Jericho. Look at Joshua chapter 6. Verse 10. Joshua chapter 6 verse 10. Let's read together. 1, 2, go. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, you shall not shout. That's number 1. Number 2, nor make any noise with your voice. Then number 3, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth until the day I bid you shout. Then shall you shout. Do you know that this the day he bid them to shout was the 7th day, because they walked around the wall. The first day, then 2nd day, till the 6th day. Then on the 7th day, they marched around it 7 times. It was on the 7th day he now said shout. Now please, can you imagine yourself not talking for 7 days? When you read Bible, think about what you are reading. Don't just read and say wall of Jericho fell down flat. You even compose a song and you're singing it, wall of Jericho fell down flat. No. The mouth that will shout and the wall of Jericho will fall down flat is not a mouth that has been quarreling and fighting and saying all kinds of lies and gossip. And when somebody come and say, do you know, you hear what is going on, say, tell me something, and then you start that one. No, you shall not make any noise, you shall not shout, you are forbidden from saying any word. You say, neither shall any word. What is any word? I wonder how they live for 7 years. I think, maybe when the mother want to talk to the father, they say, but that is a noise. Is it not a noise? You have made a noise with your voice. Are you getting it? It doesn't look, but this is the word of God. For them, for them to shout, and God will release angels that will walk. That mouth that will talk that way. Are you following me? This is how prayers are answered. This is how miracles take place. This is how healings, deliverances happen. Nobody does anything physically. It is angels that walk. But before they walk, to bring answers to your prayer, look at the book of Daniel and somebody of the Old Testament. When they are praying, an angel will be sent and say, oh Daniel beloved, from the time you began to intercede, I was sent to give you answer, to give you skill, to give you understanding. I am the answer to your prayer. I carry it. Are you getting what I'm saying? So many believers are wondering, why is it that my prayers are not answered the way I expected? You need to understand that there is no difference between your talking in the place where you call place of prayer and you are talking in every other place. Sometimes we feel like we are free after prayer to now jab somebody. During prayer like this, you just coordinate yourself and you are doing, praying like this. After prayer, you say, hey, Bennett, that thing you said that time. You now become free to talk anything. That's how you keep moving up and down, back and forth. We have to be careful. We have to be careful. When somebody speaks to you, the first response to anybody that speaks to you should be silence. We must learn that, because it is silence. In silence, you'll be able to know whether the Lord wants you to answer this person in the first place. And then if he wants you to answer this person, what exactly did he want you to answer this person? So the first thing is what? Silence. Silence. We have to learn it. We have to learn it. We are not born with it. Our flesh did not teach us this way. What our flesh taught us is that mouth does not visit a mouth and come back empty-handed. You must come back with something, as long as it is mouth that visited mouth. Amen. Go back to Mark 11. What is number one key to answered prayer? What is number one key? Be consistent in your talkings. I'm not going to give you 7 keys. No. I just want to, as the Lord laid it in my heart, the ones that are not popular. Somebody is saying faith. Who doesn't know that faith is needed for you to? Okay, maybe we'll talk about faith. But the truth is that This one is very strange. Many of us are not aware of it. You are not aware. When you finish praying and saying, God, intervene in my brother's life, and then they call you on phone and say, your brother has done again. You just finished praying this man and say, Father, let my brother stop stealing. And then after 1 hour, they call you that he has stolen somebody's television. And they are beating him in the street. And then what is it that come out of your mouth? What kind of thing can come out of somebody's mouth? This my brother, he doesn't want to help himself. He just wants to destroy his life. Can you imagine what he has done now? Now let me ask, this my brother want to destroy his life. Can you imagine what is that consistent with what you just prayed for? Amen. I have a slogan for you. Say what you want to see, not what you are seeing. Since you will have whatever you say what you want to see now, not what you are seeing. If you continue to say what you want to see, then you will begin to see what you are saying. Say what you want to see. If you continue to say what you want to see, not what you are seeing, after a while, it will take a while, you will begin to see what you have said. Did you get that? Let me tell you why I said after a while. After a while is that your words are seeds that you are sowing. This is a bad boy and is your son, is your daughter. Stop saying this bad boy, foolish boy. Look at what you have done again. If you keep saying what you are seeing, you will keep seeing it. Did you get it? Because as you are saying it, you are sowing more seed for that thing to continue and develop more. You are adding more manure and fertilizer. You don't have money in your pocket. Don't say, I don't have money in my pocket. What do you want to see in your pocket? Money. So what are you going to say? I have money. I have money. Enough. If you keep saying, in fact, the kind of lack in my life these days, two cannot divide it. Two then you are just saying it. I can assure you, you will never come out of lack. Because the more you say it, the more you are sowing more seed for lack to blossom in your life. But when you want to come out of lack, begin to sow seed of wealth and riches with your mouth. I have more than I need. The Lord shall supply all my needs. In fact, he has supplied it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And if you want to know what to say always, say the word. Because everything is here. Every positive thing we are to say is here. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. You are feeling any sickness in any part of your body, never say I'm sick. Say the word. What did the word say? By his stripes I'm healed. I'm not sick, I'm healed. I am not sick, I'm healed. This is not sickness for God's sake. You know why it's not a sickness? It's not a sickness because God told me that I'm healed. And God cannot be telling me that I'm healed. And another thing will be telling me that I'm not healed. That thing must be a lie. This is a lie. And every lie comes from a liar. And I know one principal liar called the devil. Devil, you are a liar. Get out of my life. Keep saying it. Don't stop saying it. Do you know why? As you are saying it, you are sowing a seed. After a while, the seed will germinate, grow, and begin to bring forth what? Fruit. You will begin to have the mango you have sown in form of fruit. And it will be many, multiple. This is how to win. What I'm teaching you this morning, please take note of it. It is not just it is a secret of the kingdom. It's a mystery. We need to discipline our tongue to say the word. Say what you want to say. This is one reason why more than 70% of prayers are not answered. Do you know why? You say one thing where you call place of prayer and come out of that place and say the opposite. The opposite you said cancelled the one you said, and then you have not said anything. So I've been praying about this thing. I've been praying about job. I've been praying about marriage. I've been praying about. You have been praying that somebody will marry you as a sister. And then after prayer, say, God. And then someone asks you, has anybody proposed to you? Propose, okay. Do we talk about propose? For 3 years, nobody has even proposed to me. And I don't even know whether that proposing will even come again. You know, this is somebody talking now. What you said in the presence of God, or let me say, where you call the presence of God, because everywhere is what? The presence of God. Everywhere. Stop that distinction. Saying, I am in the presence of God. I am praying. No, even when you are talking to somebody, you are praying. Because your words are being taken into process anytime you speak them. For Jesus to say that every idle word that men spoke will be judged, it means that no word is free. So don't say you didn't say it in the presence of God. You said it out. Every word spoken out of your mouth. Amen. Now, let me say this before I move on. Do you know? Look at what that scripture said. Be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe. Now, somebody say, but can I be saying something and I'll be doubting? Do you know that there is a way confession kills doubt? Can confession kill doubt? Yes. Even though there may be doubt or fear in your heart, but if you maintain consistent confession according to the word consistently, that confession will kill the doubt, and that will eventually bring what you are saying to pass. So the secret is not I cannot believe. If you cannot believe, can you talk? Are you dumb? For those who are dumb, the Lord will cause you to start speaking. But if you can talk, you know, the disciples said to Jesus, teach us to pray. He now said to them, when you pray, say. In other words, there is nothing called prayer apart from saying. And if prayer is saying, what else is different between prayer and saying? Okay, you will say that you are saying this one in the presence of God. You are the one that is confusing yourself, because the presence of God is not physical. The presence of God is inside you. So anywhere you are, what happened to that place? The presence of God is there. If you kneel down and you are saying you are praying in the presence of God, that one is your own limited understanding. If you stand up now and go and talk to somebody, anywhere you are going, the presence of God. So you are talking in the presence of God. You are praying. Are you understanding something this morning? You are praying every time you are with anybody. Don't say, is it because that time we are in the fellowship and I kept quiet and you are just insulting me? Now let me tell you something. Excuse me, you don't understand yet that you are the one that carries the presence. The presence is not in a place. The presence is in you. So anything you are saying it where? In the presence of God. I think that point is clear. Because I have one more point. All right, move to verse 24. Let's take the second point. I just have 2 points or 2 keys to answered prayer. The one God wants us to share this morning. There may be more than that, a lot of keys, but these 2 are very vital. We need to learn it because it is going to help us in our decree, the success of our decree. Let's read together verse 24. 1 to go. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and ye shall have them. In verse 23, he spoke about saying all through. Then in verse 24, he came with praying. Whatsoever you desire. Look at it. Therefore, that therefore is a connection between verse 23 and 24, isn't it? Therefore, because you will have whatsoever you say. Now, whatsoever you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. Now look up. Look at me. Many believers have known how to pray, but they have not known how to receive answer to their prayers. There is a difference between praying and receiving answers to your prayers. The reason why many people have not been receiving answers to their prayers is that they have known how to pray, but they have not known how to receive what? Answers. So what we are dealing with this morning is how to what? Receive answers. How to collect your answer and see your answer manifest. Number 1, you must ascertain, I've said it before, but I would have to mention it, that whatever you desire is consistent with the will of God. 1 John chapter 5, 14 and 15, quickly. You must ascertain that everything you are desiring is not outside the circumference of the will of God. God cannot be foolish to use his power to execute something that is not his will. We need to settle this thing permanently. Are you hearing what I'm saying? God cannot use his power to do something that is against his will. He doesn't do it. Ask yourself whether you can do that kind of thing. Can you use your power to do something that will turn against you? You know that this thing will turn against you. You use your power to sponsor it and do it. Does any human being that has brain do that? No. And somebody created you with the brain. He knows that he cannot do anything that you are asking him to do if that thing will turn against him. That is why you don't just say, I'm praying that God will take me abroad, give me a job. You have to be sure that this thing you are praying is in line with his will and time for your life. It's a truth that many of us don't want to hear. I just want to travel abroad. I want to travel abroad. What am I doing in this country? My friends have traveled. They are telling me that they are earning 1,800 pounds per month. That's close to 4 million naira. What am I doing in this country? I must travel abroad. Go to US embassy, UK embassy. You see where believers are trampling upon themselves, going, checking and coming back and nothing working, because he is committed to do that which is within the circumference of his will only. Let's read it together. 1 to go. This is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. 15. And if we know that he hear us whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desire of him. Full stop. Full stop. So the first thing is to discover his will. That was why I remember telling you, ensure that whatever you are writing down as a decree is what? Is consistent with the will of God. Because if you write anything that is outside the will of God, even if you decree, it will not happen. Are you following me? Yes. Number 2, pray. Go back to Mark 11:24. You have to pray until you get a feedback. You have to pray. Say, whatever you desire, when you pray, I'm on prayer now. When you pray, that way you pray is pray until you get what? A feedback. And feedback from God comes in form of his word, in form of giving you impression of peace. I have done it. I have answered. So you don't just believe that you receive them if there is no feedback. Don't make that mistake. Many people are making that mistake. You just come up like this and say, Father, your word said that whatever I desire, when I pray, I should believe that I have received it and I will have it. Lord, I desire a new phone, and I pray that you give me a new phone. Now, I believe that I receive a new phone. I will have a new phone. Oga, you are joking. You are just a joke. You know, there is a difference between joking and being a joke. Now, if you really want a new phone, which you believe that is in line, please listen, because some of us, you don't have phone. And you have not done what you are supposed to do to have phone. It is the will of God for you to have phone. Except God has marked you out specifically and say, you are going to be corrupt by phone, so I will not give you one. Otherwise, in this age, you need phone to follow what we are doing. Am I correct? It's strange for somebody not to have phone in this age. There was a time we didn't have phone. Nobody have old phone on earth, and we are surviving. But not now. So, now you want to have a phone. It is the will of God, so that you can use it to communicate, to advance the kingdom. Now, when you pray, continue praying and saying, God, I need phone. Give God kingdom reasons why you need phone. Are you getting it? Make a case of reasons why you need a good phone. Some of you don't have good phone. The problem is that you are relaxed with it. And some will say, I have prayed. I'm teaching you now how to pray well. Remain in that place of prayer. There is another thing we do. We say, let me pray. Now, tomorrow I will come back and pray. We call it remembering in prayer. You come every time you are praying. You remember the thing in prayer. That is not prayer. And you can do that for 1 month. Nothing happens. If you want to pray for phone, come before God and say, God, I am here. And I'm not going to leave here until I get a response from you on this prayer point. Phone. Are you there? Yes. Now, if you pray, and God say, I have done it, I've given you a phone, then you have gotten a response. It is that response that you will now believe. He said, believe that you have what? Received it. Now, this belief is expressed in 3 ways. Belief is something that you do with the heart. So, but if you want to know the difference between 2 people that have believed physically, you will not know until you check these 3 things. 1, confessing it. 2, thanking God for it. 3, acting like you have it. I repeat, belief that you have received it is expressed in 3 ways. 1, confess. 2, thanking God for it. 3, acting like you have it. I need a child. You pray until you hear God say, I have given you one. Or he will show you a vision or a dream where you are given a baby. Then from that point, stop praying. You have finished the era of praying. It is now the era of decree. I decree that I have my baby. That's one. Two, you are thanking God. Listen, let me teach you something about Thanksgiving. There is what we call Thanksgiving, normal Thanksgiving. And then there is Thanksgiving seed, and there is Thanksgiving sacrifice. Normal Thanksgiving is when you say, God, thank you for what you have done. He has done it and you are thanking him. Thanksgiving seed is you are thanking God ahead. So you bring something and say, God, I am sowing this seed as a thanksgiving to you for what I believe that you have what? Done. That's why we call it a seed. Then thanksgiving sacrifice is talking about, it can be before, it can be after. But that one will cost you something. That is, it will take something from you. Seed may not. You know seed now? Seed, you can just, sow a seed. But if it is sacrifice, seed can be 10,000. Let's say you have 100,000 naira in your account. Seed can be 10,000 out of the 100,000. But if it is sacrifice, it is 99 or even 100. You carry, and then you know that you have sacrificed. Thanksgiving sacrifice. Thanksgiving seed. Now let me tell you. If you say, God, give me a child, and God says, I've given you a child, then you take a thanksgiving seed and say, God, thank you for giving me a child. You give it. You are solving an equation in the realms that the result, the answer of that equation must give rise to that baby. Must. Do you hear what I said now? I didn't say may. Must. Many times we don't know that things work spiritually opposite physically. Thanksgiving most times is an expression of the fact that you have believed that God has done something. This is the way spiritual world works. Are you getting me? A lecturer was trusting God for his professorship for years. The thing never happened. He prayed, nothing. After several years, they were delaying it up and down. You know what he did? He told people, please, I want you to follow me to church for Thanksgiving. Why? I'm thanking God for my professorship. Public one, in the university environment. And he danced. Carry things. After that Thanksgiving, I can't remember how many months, but just within a short period, within some few months, he was announced a professor. But the thing has delayed for years. He was due. Are you getting that? The thing is a force that forces things physically. Because there are things you will do, you will make somebody foolish, and God doesn't want to be foolish. If I ask you now, give me Bible, and you say, okay, I will give you Bible, and I come back and say, thank you for giving me Bible. And I was telling people, please follow me, let me go and thank her for giving me Bible. And all of us came before her and said, please, all of us, we are here to thank you for giving. If you have not given me the Bible, you'll be full of shame. Am I correct? And who are you to put God to shame? Are you getting me now? I'm teaching you secrets. That's why we call it key to receiving answers to your prayers. Follow it. If it works 100%, whatever you're looking, the only thing I can assure you is ensure that it is consistent with the will of God, because that's the only limit. And there are many things that are the will of God for us now that we are not working in it. Some of us are trekking when it is the will of God that should be, mobile. You are still trekking. If you follow this process, you will exit from that. Let me warn before we conclude. One of the things that the devil will do, he has done it and he will continue to do it, is to make you so busy that you will not concentrate to take these matters one by one. You will be praying and be helping people, doing the work of the Lord. But to have time to say today, the issue of being mobile, we are settling it today. The issue of having my new phone must be settled now. You make it to feel I can manage. That's the problem. I'm still managing. I'm still trekking. I'm still entering public transport, and nothing is wrong. I'm still, moving on. After all, small things are still happening around my life. My business is still going the way, You will never know that time is going. Time is going. Oh my God. When they open your eyes to see time, where you're supposed to be in by this time of your life, that's one of the prayers we should be praying. God, open my eyes to see where I'm supposed to be in life and destiny and ministry by this time of my life. If you see the distance from where you are supposed to be and where you are, you will never want to waste time again. So confess it, but don't just be confessing. Thank God for it. And don't just be foolish and say, God, I thank you. Thanksgiving seed, thanksgiving sacrifice. Do it. And then begin to act like you have it. Begin to prepare for it. Go to market, buy baby's clothes. If it's a baby boy that you prayed for, buy baby boy clothes. Why are you buying baby clothes? Can't you see that I'm pregnant? Okay, you cannot see it. Don't worry. It's there. A man of God was buying seats for his empty church. And they asked him, why? Your church is empty. You are buying more seats. He said, the members are here. Can't you see them? The man said, I cannot see anybody. He said, don't worry. You will soon see them. They are here already. He ended up becoming the pastor of the largest church. Talking about the video show. That was how he started. He started by buying seats, empty seats, everywhere. That's how life works. Faith. But that faith has expressions. Believing that you have received it. Then, what do? Confess it. Thank God for it. Act like you have it. Act like you have it. Let me talk about it briefly and then I will close. And I will use ministry and ministers, for example. You are trusting God for ministerial breakthrough. And you pray for it. Then, start confessing it. But don't end in confessing it. Thank God for. Sow a thanksgiving what? Seed for it. And say, God, I am using this to appreciate you. My members of my church are 50 today, but I have prayed and believed that they are going to become 1,000 by this time next year. Lord, thank you for 1,000 members. And you sow the seed of thanksgiving and give it to God. I'm not talking about ordinary offering and tithe and all of that. That one is there. This one is specifically for this matter. When you have done that, then begin to act. Go and find out how pastors or disciples that are discipling 1,000 persons are, because that's another thing. Act like you have it. Begin to. This one will take me more time, but just act like you have it. And then you shall have whatsoever you say you shall have them. Hallelujah. Now, will you observe that both verse 23 and verse 24 ended the same way? Verse 23 says, you shall have whatsoever you say. Verse 24 says, you shall have them. Verse 23 is talking about ordinary talking. 24 is talking about what you call prayer. But the result is what? The same. The result of talking. Result of talking where you call presence of God. Result of talking ordinarily. You want to pluck a mango tree. Okay, nobody should pluck from you again. Result of everything is the same. Whether you talk here or you talk there, you shall have. You shall have. So this morning, I want you to pray over a few things that God has spoken to us and ask God to help you to begin to practice them while we go through our decree again. Rise on your feet and pray.